I'm just good. Okay, well everyone, today we're doing a deck profile with Justin Hendershot, who won the Treasure Cup, the online one today. What's up, Justin?
What's up? We did well.
Yeah, this is your third Zero Luffy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, racking them up.
Yeah, this is going to be our official YouTube channel where we're going to be the DMV boys. We're just going to be doing a lot of One Piece content because Justin is popping off, getting his third Luffy. I've got one myself, kind of a scrub still though. But Justin, talk to us about the list a little bit. You played Zoro again.
Yep, I played Zoro. I chose to run the Whitebeard Pirates version. I felt like in a lot of Zoro's matchups, the cards you really want to see are Fire Fist and 5-cost Marco. And playing Izo allows you to find those way more consistently than playing the Straw Hat version. So I played the 4 Izo, 4 Buggy, 4 Machno. That's like standard in any version of Zoro. You're going to play 4 your Searcher, and then if you're playing events, you're playing 4 Buggy, and then 4 Machno is just a given in Zoro. It's such a broken card. I played 4 Otama, which I felt was really needed in this tournament because of the rise of Whitebeard. I felt like having 2k counters early game against Whitebeard and just being able to stabilize at like 4 to 3 life, it just prevents them from lethaling you in the later turns when they have giant swings. So playing the 4 Otama felt really nice. It allowed me to 2k counter out of anything. It also allowed me to bring down the power of cards like Luffy and Atmos, and anything I needed to kill, it allowed me to for very little investment. I played 2 Magra and 2 Gordon. Gordon was just extra copies of Otama, and it's really good against things like Law, where you can bottom deck a Gordon and play a 5-cost Marco to kill a blocker Law. And then Magra just allowed me to abuse the fact that I'm playing so many 1-drops. It lets me push through and deal damage with them in places where I really need to get through for some extra cards. With all these 1-drops, you're going to be playing 4 Curly to Done. That's just pretty standard. The 2 Vista, this was kind of the last minute changes. After the restrictions, I didn't really know what I should be putting in my Zoro list. So I found Vista was good last set, and it seemed good this set, even with the rise of Whitebeard, because Whitebeards are now playing things like Chopper and Fasa. It allows you to KO basically things in any deck in the format, and it's just really nice to have. You play 3 Jozu. Those are just 2k counters that you can hit off your Izo. We play 3 Zoro. I only played 3 because a lot of times you don't have a moment to play multiples, and if it's just dead card in your hand, no counter, feels really bad. So I went down to 3, and that felt like a good amount for this tournament. There was a lot of turns where I just didn't play the Zoro, or I played it early and didn't even swing with the rush, so it might have just been better as like a normal vanilla like 3-cost 5k. And we played the 4 5-drop Marco. Card is broken. If you're playing Zoro and you're playing events, they should be at 4. There's like no consideration about that. Izo lets me find it, and then it cannot die with this slew of events that we have. I played 4 Guard Point to replace the Radical Beams that I was no longer allowed to play. And then we played 4 Fire Fists, which allows us to get rid of any events that we aren't using, and also makes the matchups against Mirror and Law a lot smoother. So it felt like a really good card, and if you trigger it, then you're having a blast. We played 2 Whitebeard Pirates. This was just additional events and additional targets for Izo. We played the 1 Diablo Jambe, which was, I think, the best card in the deck. It might even go up to 2, just because of how often I want to see it. In games against Whitebeard, they cannot rely on hiding behind blockers at the end of the game, and if you counter out early and have Jambe in hand, then there's really just no line for them. Then we play the last 3 cards. These cards are restricted for a reason. These cards are broken cards. Radical Beam is better Guard Point. Marco unkillable, and then Whitebeard just, if there's turns where you can play Whitebeard, then your leader is basically safe for a turn, and you also have a 10k body on the next turn that can KO a blocker.
Okay, well that's a pretty good explanation of the list, all the weird counts here and there. I know you're a huge fan of Gordon. So break down the 9 decks you hit today. You don't have to go into depth about the matchups, just give us the 9 breakdown.
Yep, so first round was a bye.
Very good.
Which was very nice, very, very appreciated. I then hit 1 kata in the whole tournament, which was a blessing. In my last tournaments, I hit, 4 of them, and it's just a terrible matchup to hit. It feels so bad when you swing in your 1 drop and they pop out another 5k body out of their life and kill your entire board. So I was very lucky to dodge kata for this tournament. I played 2 Zoro mirrors, both of which I think I went first. I think going first in Zoro mirror is very important. It was important last set, and it was important this set. I know a lot of people think that going second is the better move, but I feel like playing Marco on curve is just super strong and allows you to put in so much pressure. I then played against 1 Law, who was a friend of mine, so it felt bad to beat him, but Law feels like a pretty easy matchup for this variant of Zoro.
Marco, Vista, and Fire Fist all adding some oomph there.
Yeah, they can't have a board at any point in the game. You have 10 things to KO stuff. These Gordons will bring down their blocker Laws to put them in range of your Fire Fist and your Marcos. And Otama plus Fire Fist KOs blocker Law plus a Zoro that they played down. It just feels really impressive against Law. And I played against 4 Whitebeards. Against the Whitebeards, I usually went play Zoro, pass, play Marco, pass, and I just let them draw a couple life, and then I started swinging big numbers at them. And then at the end of the games, I had the best card in the deck, Diablo Jambe, and I also had a bunch of life. So they couldn't kill me because I had too much life. They couldn't one-shot me in 1 turn. I had too much life, and the characters I had on board were mostly Marcos, which if they tried to KO with Ace, I can just revive them using Fire Fists that were in my hand. So Whitebeard felt like a very, I wouldn't say easy, because it came down to, honestly, the restrictions. Not allowing them to have 4 Rad Beam and 4 Guard Point meant that they had to hold up so much more Dawn for things like, was it Crossfire and Red Hawk? They had to hold up so much more Dawn for so much less counter. And at the end of the games, if they went into playing blockers, I got to play Jambe and just get through it all. And yep, that was pretty much what I played against.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for being on the channel. Also, he's going to be a regular. This is basically everyone in the DMV, Pokemon Now One Piece Squad's channel and my second channel. So we're going to be putting out a lot more gameplay content in general. Check that out if you guys enjoy this kind of stuff. Like and subscribe. We'll have Hendy's 3 Luffys on here at some point so you can flex them.
Yep.
And then, yeah, so peace out, guys.
Peace.
2 time.